Sorry. Good evening and welcome to the Thursday, June 8th edition of the Park and Recreation Board meeting. I'd like to ask Jonathan Maldonado to join us at the podium and lead us in the flag salute, please. Everybody stand.
Everybody stand, please, and face the flag with your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jonathan. So, Lupe, would you call the roll, please?
Yes. Chair Barry Gasal.
I'm here.
Vice Chair Maisha Gamino.
Here.
Board Member Lori Durbin.
Here.
Board Member Ashley Ramsey.
Here.
And Board Member Ara Masurlian.
Here. Thank you so much. Jonathan, come on back up. Jonathan Maldonado is going to take care of the announcements this evening.
All right. Good evening, Chair Gasau and members of the board. My name is Jonathan Maldonado. I am the Acting Recreation Coordinator for our sports department. Tonight, I have the pleasure of sharing the department's program announcements and updates. If you can please start the presentation. All right, our Burbank Arts presents Vino and Van Gogh on June 16th. The Burbank Cultural Arts Commission is pleased to present Virtually Burbank, Vino and Van Gogh on Thursday, June 16th at 7:30 p.m. The virtual event will be streamed from the Burbank Arts Facebook and Instagram pages. This event will feature two of life's greatest pleasures, art and wine. Join Cultural Arts Commissioner and art historian Catherine Zaraster and local business Urban Press Wineries winemaker Francois Cordes as they take us through the many flavors of art and wine. You may even purchase a special wine tasting kit from Urban Press Winery to enjoy the virtual event. The Bryce Canyon Park Sports Field is undergoing a redesign, and we want you to share your ideas and input. The Bryce Canyon Park Sports Field is located directly above a reservoir, and recent action by the state of California no longer allows the use of fertilizer, which has long-term impacts on the turf. In its current condition, the turf has an expected lifespan of 2 years before fully deteriorating. Through dedicated funding, the sports field will be replaced with artificial turf to make way for enhanced sports programming. The community is invited to participate in an upcoming online workshop on June 21st. This will be from 12 noon to 1 p.m. to learn more about the project and provide valuable feedback. If you can't make it, that's fine, because we invite you to take an online survey where you can share your opinion. Please visit the project website at www.burbankca.gov/parks. There you'll find more information such as the meeting links and the online survey. Go skate. June 21st, the longest day of the year, is celebrated annually as Go Skate Day. Valley Skate Park will be hosting a fun celebration with activities for all ages for an exciting summer evening event. This event will be from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. There will be food, free skateboarding, games, music, and activities. We hope to see you at our skate park. On Saturday, June 25th, we will commemorate the season end for Hap Minor Baseball and Ponytail Softball with a grand celebration, our Civitan and Jamboree Day. It will commence with a parade starting at John Burroughs High School at 8:30 a.m., and this parade will go on till George Isay Park for a special ceremony. The day will include athletic skills events, awards, and special guests. Congratulations to our 56 youth teams that participated this year. The official Starlight Bowl concert season kicks off with an American celebration of fireworks. This spectacular show will be done in honor of 4th of July. This season's lineup includes headliners Yachtly Crew, Corazon de Maña, the Fab Four, the Spasmatics, and more. In addition, special engagement concerts include Common and Thomas Anders. You can check out the full lineup at www.starlightbowl.com. Tickets will be on sale online or in person at our Parks and Recreation admin office, which will be 150 North 3rd Street on Burbank, 3rd Street Burbank on the 3rd floor. The Parks and Recreation Department offers adults a full scope of officiating opportunities in youth and adult softball, baseball, youth flag football, youth and adult volleyball. In addition to the Youth Officials Program, we train our young officials to learn the interpersonal relationships, time management, and basic skills of the game. The sports office is currently recruiting for officials for all sports. Officials are paid by the game. Our adult officials can earn up to $55 per game, while our youth officials can earn up to $25 per game. Officials are required to attend classroom training, pass the written exam, and then pass a practical exam. All officials must perform a live scan background check. For information, you can call the sports office at 818-238-5330. To stay up to date on the latest happenings with Burbank Parks and Recreation, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find out about our programs and events that I have mentioned above by visiting our website, www.burbankca.gov/Parks and Rec events. Thank you, and this concludes my announcements.
Thank you, Jonathan. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Before we move on to the next item, I'd like to say two things. First of all, I'd like to welcome Councilmember Sharon Springer to our meeting. Secondly, I'd like to say to the board members here with me and everybody out there that Civitan Day is an amazing day, and I hope you will all attend. I've missed it for 2 years, right? Missed it for 2 years. It's a lovely celebration, and we need to come out and support all those kids and their parents, the managers. With that, we have a presentation. Best of the best presentation. Thank you. So at this time, I have the honor and pleasure in celebrating the achievements of the Parks and Recreation Department for receiving the California Parks and Recreation Society Best of the Best 2022 Awards program. The Parks and Recreation Department received 2 department awards and 1 Rising Star Award in the Aquatic section. Before I begin, I'm going to share a summary about each award, and at the end, I will call upon staff to receive the award. I also had the wonderful opportunity to stand with the staff to receive these awards, which I didn't have anything to do with. They had a lot to do with. The first award was for the Marketing and Communications Award of Excellence for Plant in a Greener Burbank. The Plant for a Greener Burbank marketing campaign successfully implemented a shared community vision to create a healthy, beautiful, thriving community with the planting of nearly 800 trees throughout the city. On behalf of the department marketing team, I would like to invite Tony Rodriguez to please accept this award.
We also have Cindy Yee.
And, oh, I'm sorry, and Cindy Yee. These awards are beautiful, by the way. Thank you very much, and congratulations again. Yes. The second award was in the category of Creating Community Award of Excellence for Project Hope. Project Hope, which stands for Helping Others Prosper Every Day, promotes the independence, health, and dignity of older adults through compassion, kindness, commitment, and positivity. Through this program, with the assistance of dedicated volunteers, Burbank older adults are able to receive assistance and essential errands and maintain social connections. On behalf of the Project Hope team, I would like to invite Kim Freed and Derek Baker to please accept this award. Thank you. Congratulations. continued overleaf. And finally, we're proud to celebrate Mago Sighanati. Is that right? Right. The Aquatic Coordinator for the Rising Star Award. Michael, the Aquatic Coordinator, is the recipient of the CPRS Aquatic Section Rising Star Award. This award recognizes the contributions of those rising stars who work on behalf of CPRS Aquatic Section to advance the profession and who strengthen and support CPRS Aquatic Section as a professional organization. This award was a result of Michael's resilience, dedication, and innovation during the COVID-19 pandemic. Michael successfully prepared a state grant application for funding the renovation of McCambridge Pool. Thank you. Adapted aquatic programming to safely operate throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, and developed an effective recruitment strategy to maintain staffing, resources, and program levels to meet community needs. Due in great part to Michael's efforts, Burbank Aquatics Facility was the first to reopen to the public in Los Angeles County after the initial COVID-19 pandemic shutdown. I'd like to invite Michael to please accept this certificate. Hold on, Michael, don't go away empty-handed.
Thank you.
There you go. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for what you do. Oops, sorry. Tonight I'm proud, excuse me, got a little something here. Tonight I'm proud to stand with this incredible team who does so much for our community. We have an amazing department that continues to provide well-maintained recreation facilities and develops innovative programming to meet the needs of the community. The Best of the Best Awards are a reflection of the outstanding services that Parks and Recreation provides. Congratulations on your hard work and dedication to continue to make Burbank great. Thank you all. Next, we have the Department Director Report. Ms. Garcia?
Good evening, Chair Gaston, board members. I do not have an update for the board this evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Garcia. It is now time. Now it's time for general public comment. For members of the public who are here in person, please present a completed yellow general membership comment card to the recording secretary if you wish to speak. Members of the public may offer 3 minutes of comment on any matter related to the Parks and Recreation Board. In order to promote fairness, please stay within your maximum allotted time of 3 minutes. A timer is available on the podium to help the speaker keep track of how much time is left. I encourage you to state your name when speaking at the podium to assist the city clerk with the minutes. For those wishing to participate virtually during the general public comment period, please connect via the Zoom link posted in the agenda, or call 669-900-9128 and enter event number 940-9562-5318. Persons connecting via Zoom will be placed in a queue until all in-person comments have been received. Our moderator will identify you and give you permission to speak to offer your public comment. Please give us a moment. When we're ready, staff will let us know when to start. I have 3 cards. If there are any more, please give them to the secretary.
Assuming you're the secretary?
The first to speak this evening will be Sean Aquino. Hi, Sean.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board. My name is Sean Aquino, and I am a former board of directors for Our Children's Place. And we actually have a presentation that we're going to put up on the screen as well. And wanted to talk about Our Children's Place and provide a bit of history because it's our 30th anniversary this year. Our Children's Place, or OCP as we like to call it, is a nonprofit cooperative preschool located at Larry Maxim Park. Thanks to our wonderful 30-year partnership with the City of Burbank and the Parks and Recreation Department. Being teacher-led and parent-run, OCP is about teamwork, cooperation, and community. Our little students get to watch their parents set up, play, clean, and work at their school. The whole family experience helps to create an early love for school and a deep bond and sense of community between all the families at OCP. OCP is a play-based preschool, which means that the students' creativity and curiosity direct what types of things we learn together. Studies show that the most beneficial way to learn for children between the ages of 2.5 and 5 is through play, through the freedom to imagine and explore. OCP also offers a pre-K program, which is our kindergarten prep program, where students learn soft skills like turn-taking in group discussions, how to be a compassionate and cooperative teammate, eating a packed lunch together, as well as participating in STEAM activities to further their learning through hands-on collaborative experiences. We are a school of diverse families from different social, ethnic, and economic backgrounds, and OCP is a school where creativity, inclusivity, and community thrive. As a nonprofit, we actively fundraise. We hold events like our annual garage sale and auction because working together is what we do best at OCP. We also take the kiddos on monthly field trips, and this year alone, they've petted horses, snakes, and hissing cockroaches. They've ridden trains and gotten hands-on with immersive art. We organize birthday parties and holiday celebrations at school, all furthering that sense of community. And with that, I'd like to introduce the current board president, Leilani DeLay.
Thank you, Sean. Hi, and good evening. Thank you for having us. So on to the next slide. In March of 2020, OCP actually closed its doors. The school was unable to continue employing its teacher. We lost 24 families, and for the first time in 30 years, OCP had no executive board, no teacher, and no students. OCP was on the brink of closing forever. But thanks to the efforts of a few alumni volunteers who worked tirelessly to get the word out about our amazing little school, OCP was able to reopen its doors in August of 2021 with 9 new families and a new teacher. Now heading into the 2022-2023 school year, OCP is welcoming 16 new families, bringing our total enrollment to 23 families. OCP is incredibly fortunate to have found Teacher Kate. With an MA in teaching from USC and over 10 years of experience as an educator, Kate is a creative, compassionate, and intuitive teacher. Teacher Kate would like to share this message with the board. When I found OCP, I found the community and learning environment I'd been searching for my entire teaching career. A community-based space of intergenerational and cross-cultural learning and exploration that considers children and their learning as more than just numbers, teamwork, and data points. Moreover, OCP is a space of leadership development, teamwork, and support for family members who are true stakeholders in their children's early education. The fact that we get families from years and decades past who still come to the park to visit OCP is a testament to the growing community we have built and hope to continue to build at OCP for years to come. In a time where everything is becoming more and more expensive and quality affordable preschool is difficult to find, OCP offers the most affordable, high-quality play-based preschool and pre-K option in Burbank and has for 30 years, furthering OCP's mission of equity and inclusivity. OCP forever. That's our phrase at OCP because once you are a part of OCP, you see the amazing impact this tiny school has on its students and the greater Burbank community. You know that you are a part of something special, something that should last forever. Throughout the last 30 years, OCP has served hundreds of students and voted in an executive board annually. Board members who have gone on to make amazing contributions to their neighborhoods through the skills and experiences they gained as part of the OCP community. Lifelong friendships have formed. The families, the teachers, and the fashions have all changed in 30 years, but one thing remains the same: our location. So tonight we are here to thank you, the Burbank Parks and Recreation Board, for our 30-year partnership. By leasing OCP the building at Larry L. Maxim Park, you have given and continue to give the families of Burbank access to affordable, high-quality preschool. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Michael Lucero.
Thank you. I appreciate the time. My name is Michael Lucero. I've been a Burbank resident for 51 years now, but don't tell anybody. And I started my program, this dream I had of an aquatics program, master's teams. My youngest is 18, my oldest is 79, all levels in between Olympic trial athletes to triathletes to beginner swimmers. And I started in March of 2015, and I've been through and have worked with a few directors since with the aquatics program. And it wasn't until Diego came along that I finally felt like I had a friend and a family member, and we had great communication. And I got to say, from then on, that baton couldn't have been passed any better. Because Michael, first of all, congratulations, Michael. Well done. The communication has been great, even during the pandemic when, you know, all the pools were shut down and I was just at a loss. Okay, am I going to lose this business? What am I going to do? Am I going to go on to something else? He managed to, I say keep the pool open, but we were open first. We had the workouts. And I have about 130 members right now that we're so grateful for this aquatics team at Michael, because it's our livelihood. And there's many that were in situations in their lives where they didn't know, maybe they were giving up on life, and they're very grateful. We're very grateful for Michael and the aquatics team and what he's done for all of us, especially the communication. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Next, we have Tariq Dao. Did I get that right?
Close enough. It's Tariq Dao, but that works for me. Appreciate for your time, and Diego for the invitation. First of all, I actually want to say again, congratulations to Mike. My stepmom has an intimate relationship with Mike because she was a lap swimmer and still is a lap swimmer here for the last 30 years. And she gave me a whole earful on how this man was always available for her. And she said that any lap swimmer there who had an issue with the pools or opening or anything that's going on, he gave them their cell phone number and said, anytime, contact me, and I'll make sure things are right. You don't find that. I'm from Thousand Oaks, that's where our company is based out of, and many park and rec services, right? That someone would go that extra mile and make sure that you feel comfortable in your community. So you're commendable, and I appreciate you. And my stepmom, who is an avid swimmer, absolutely does too. I also want to thank both Mike, Diego, and Kristen, who sort of saved us right now. Lucille Cal has just been purchased by the Dayland Swim School. We've added them to our family. We are going to keep their name and keep the Lucille Cal tradition and kept their employees. But unfortunately, in the midst of reopening, their school's been around for 59 years in your community and has 59 years of delayed service to fix their building. So there was a lot of things that needed to be brought back up to speed. So in that process, as we peeled back a little bit of the walls and see what was actually there, it needed a lot more work than we anticipated. And unfortunately, we're right now hung up with the city, and we're going to be meeting with them again tomorrow to see if we can get those doors open. But Diego came in his horse and said, listen, we can make this work. We can give a place for Lucille Cal through the summer until you can get back open again. So I'm happy to announce that on Monday, we'll be able to start doing Lucille Cal lessons right here in Burbank at the McCambridge pool and make good use of that pool. So I appreciate, I've never seen, again, a city who came out. By the way, before we even knew this crisis was going to occur, Diego gave me a phone call. He goes, hello, my name is Diego. I don't know if you know who I am, but this is who I am. And I heard that you guys are taking over Lucille Cal. We're so happy to have you in our community. Do you mind coming right now and meeting with me and my whole team? I said, the city's calling me to meet. Great. I literally just drove up the street, and there his whole staff was there saying, "We are here for you guys. We're so excited for you to be in our city and have a partnership." Our goal has always been, and our mission is that safety is number one. And I think we have the share goal to see if we can get every second grader in the city of Burbank able to swim, right? So by the time you're in second grade, you should be able to swim. Because I'll tell you right now, as you should know, that children under 4, that's the leading cause of death, is drowning, right? Then it raises up again. Teenagers, that's the third cause of death. And then again, adults and seniors. So we're after to take care of that problem. Again, I thank you for the time, and thank you for the new partnership.
Thank you. Could you tell me the name of your company again?
Yes, Lucille Cowell Swim School.
Yeah, but you're going to maintain that name?
We are. We're the Dalen Swim School. It's part of that family, but Lucille Cowell. We have many different swim schools, but Lucille Cowell is where I was going to stay.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for your comment. Councilman Sharon Springer.
Thank you. It's so good to see all of you in person. It's been a long time. Some of you haven't seen for over 2 years. And I just wanted to thank you for your service to our city and to thank Burbank Parks and Rec, and congratulations to the awardees. And thank you for seeing the community garden across the finish line. That's been a long haul, but it's just a wonderful asset to our community. And I especially want to thank you for all the help you gave me during the first year of the pandemic when I was mayor, and the Project Hope, which has been awarded, is amazing for our community and for our seniors. And so thank you for all you do. It's great to be in person, and I just look forward to continuing the teamwork on this wonderful city. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Our last card is Wendy De Leon.
Good evening. My name is Wendy De Leon. I called many times when we were still on Zoom about the park playground at George's A. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to be here when that item came on the agenda last meeting, but I did want to come in person and say thank you once again to Park and Rec Board, to the Park and Rec executive team for listening to the community feedback, for taking that action very quickly, and I'm excited to see the new playground be renovated and completed in a few months. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Do we have any other speakers? Seeing no other speakers.
Chair Gasol, we don't have any speakers on our Zoom. Oh, sorry. We do. We have one speaker on Zoom, Barry Shore.
Fine. Let's have it.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me now?
Hi, Barry. We can hear you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. My comments are very personal. I am a former quadriplegic who is now able to swim with certain devices on my body and such. And because of the lockdown, I live in Venice, California, and I was unable to go to the plunge and such. And I had a friendship with Diego, who introduced me to Michael. And Michael was so accommodating that he made time personally to enable me to come to Verdugo, and through my assistant and through the chair that you have at Verdugo, help me in and out of the water on a regular basis, day in and day out, 5 days a week for over 1.5 years. And it was truly a life-saving event, physically, mentally, and spiritually. I cannot thank Michael enough for the help that he's given to this particular person, and I know that it extends to many, many others who I met at the Verdugo pool. So I just want to say deep, personal, huge thank you to a champion of people.
Mr. Shore, thank you so much for coming forward. We appreciate that, and we are so happy that you were able to experience that, and thank you again to Michael for that. So it's now time for board members' response to public comment. Board Member Marcellian.
Yeah, I want to quickly address each of the folks that came up here. First, OCP. I play pickleball at Maxim Park, and I see them all the time. So I see the kids just having fun and just always just running around and singing and everything else that they're doing. I don't, can you guys hear me? Okay. So just, I have a daughter that's in preschool as well, so I understand the importance of it. Your tuition costs are very, very affordable for what they're getting. So congratulations, and glad you guys are a part of the community. Secondly, for the other comments regarding Michael, well, there's a reason it seems like you got that award, because people are just raving about you. And my biggest thing always in my work, just my daily life, is communication, responsiveness. It's really, really important. And the fact that these people are commenting, just your availability, your responsiveness, your over communication is commendable. So just want to say thank you and congratulations. Diego, same to you. That's just phenomenal. I mean, if Michael, it sounds like we need to clone you in some way. So I'm sure, but I know the rest of the city does the same. So I just wanted to call that out and thank you for that. And then Wendy, I know you've called a few times about the playground. We all understand the issues that are there with the playground, and appreciate you expressing that to us. And the city worked hard, and so you'll see those changes later this year. So thank you again.
Thank you, Board Member Rasalian. Anybody else? So imagine my surprise. I think I was on this board about 7 years before I knew OCP was part of our program. And I go past it on occasion. And I commend you for the work you've done, because I've heard, now that I know it's there, I've gone out to ask some questions. And I'm very excited that you're there. And 30 years is a very long time to be hiding. Of course, for me, it was only 7, but you've done a great job, and I'm so pleased that you're part of our group. To Michael and Michael, both Michaels, you got the award, but I have a pretty good idea what you do, and I'm very excited about both of those things. Very, very excited. Our aquatics program is in great hands, and very, very, very important. And it's interesting because I just drove past the swim school this week, and I saw the people milling about, and I said to my wife, something's going on there. And I didn't know what was going on there, but now I know what's going on there, and I'm happy to hear that. And that's all I got. So anybody else before I move on? Board Member Durbin.
Thank you. I did want to say also about the OCP. Do you advertise? I wanted to know, because I had kids that grew up here. I never knew about that school, and then when I got to kindergarten, all my kids' friends all went to that school and thought it was so fantastic. And I was just curious, like if that is something, and I didn't know it's associated with Park and Rec either, but maybe that was more recent. My kids are old.
Until recently, the school really kind of was a word-of-mouth situation. Right. So it was just friends of friends. But this past year, because of COVID, we really had to take a hands-on approach and do a lot of social media type marketing. So we really got the word out there. But yeah, definitely, it's a community stronghold for sure.
So what is the youngest age that you accept at your school?
2 years, 9 months.
2 years, 9 months.
It may be something we, revisit in the future with the universal TK coming out, but at currently 2 years, 9 months.
That's fantastic. I'm
Great.
glad to hear that it's still going and recovering.
Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Thanks so much.
And the other thing I wanted to say about Lucille Cal, I actually took swim lessons there when I was young, way back. And I'm excited to hear it's going to be renovated and taken care of, because it's such a little jewel in that area. So that's fantastic news. And congrats to all the aquatics people and other winners of awards. But Michael, what a standout. Great job.
Anybody else? Okay. With that, we'll move on. Ms. Garcia, are there any written communications?
And no written communications were received.
Great. Thank you so much. Now time for Park Board comments. Any comments about anything? You can report on liaison assignments. Whatever. Anybody? I would just like to say that I did attend the Brace Park design meeting the other morning. That was Saturday morning, I believe. And I'm very, very, very excited about the plan that the city has in place, not in place yet, but have been working on. I think it's going to be spectacular, and very excited to hear what's going on, and I look forward to the next meeting as well. With that, we will move on to new business. And I'd like to introduce Mary Young.
Hopefully this works. Good evening, Chairman Gassal and members of Parks and Recreation Board. My name is Mary Young, Administrative Analyst with the Parks and Recreation Department, and tonight I have the pleasure of presenting two important reports to the Park Board. The first is an update to Title VII, Chapter 4 of the Burbank Municipal Code, which is the section that focuses on public ways, property, and also trees and vegetation. Additionally, we're going to talk about the development of new tree protection guidelines. So we recommend that the board discuss and provide input to the proposed updates of the Burbank Municipal Code and endorse the new tree protection guidelines. Staff will also present this change on behalf of the board to the City Council's consideration at a later date. As you're well aware, I'm sure, here in the city of Burbank, we value parks, aquatics, open space, and our trees. We have a long-standing commitment to preserving and protecting a healthy, diverse, and resilient tree canopy, as trees are known to slow climate change, improve neighborhoods, reduce energy costs, address public health issues, and promote social equity, believe it or not. As a matter of fact, the Arbor Day Foundation has designated Burbank, along with the city of Sacramento, as an original Tree City USA for over 40 years. For this reason, and for many reasons, we feel it is important to protect parkway trees during construction projects when public trees may be the most vulnerable and ignored. The current practice of protecting parkway trees during construction includes a form that our very own Mike Del Campo, Landscape and Forestry Services Superintendent, is provided with to review a construction project's landscape and irrigation plans. During this review process, we have the opportunity to provide language regarding the proposed removal of trees, the requirement of tree protection zones, and a park development fee. In the current practice, tree protection enforcement and monitoring are limited. For this reason, both the Community Development Department and Parks have determined that the city's tree protection ordinance should be updated to strengthen the legal protection provided for parkway trees during construction. So in Attachment 3, you will find a redlined version of the BMC changes we're proposing, just to facilitate identification of the 6 updates we're making. So the updates we are proposing include the following. The BMC holds property owners responsible for reimbursing the city the value of removed trees. Should you remove tree during your construction projects, for example, if you wanted to widen a driveway or whatnot. Again, it asserts that the person or property owner should reimburse the city the value of removed trees. In the past, R1 single-family residential zones were exempted from the provisions requiring payment of the cost of tree removal and replacement or reimbursement to the city. This will not be the case anymore with our proposed change. The BMC updates specify that trees or tree parts in the public right-of-way shall not be destroyed or injured. We have added lights as one of the items that may not be attached to public trees because of the damage it could do to trees. We also specified that the 10-foot protection radius that must be maintained during construction applies to the outer edge of the tree canopy / drip line of the public trees. In addition to updating the BMC, we always like to see what our neighboring cities are up to. As such, in developing our own tree protection guidelines, we reviewed best practices of nearby cities such as Glendale, Pasadena, Beverly Hills, and Santa Monica. In looking at our neighboring cities, we found that before commencement of construction projects that would impact public or other protected trees, folks were required to protect the tree and its roots by putting up often a flexible mesh orange fence And cities will provide the public with guidelines of how to set up a tree protection zone to protect the tree roots that may be damaged during construction project, i.e. by the placement of heavy construction materials on an area that includes the tree canopy and drip line. And finally, the second attachment of this report is a quick 2-page guideline to protecting trees in a public right-of-way. So our vision is when someone comes to the front counter for construction project permits, that will give them a nice, user-friendly, visually appealing pamphlet just to guide them in how to protect the trees during their construction projects. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Anybody? Apparently, your report was excellent because there were no questions.
Thank you. That's what I want to hear. And
Hold on 1 second.
How do you determine the value of a tree?
Actually, I didn't want to read it out loud. That's a good question. So in the BMC, we've added how we determine it. It is actually determined by an official agency, and I have it right here. I will read it to you. It is determined by, it's established by the International Society of Arboricultural and American Society of Consulting Arborists. So we've added that to the BMC so that we're not just, pulling a number out of a hat.
Okay, that's very helpful.
Good question, though.
Can I ask a follow-up question to that?
Of course.
And I see the red line version in here, but just for clarification, are there any exemptions, like if the tree would cause damage to the property?
That's a good question.
I'm happy to answer that question. And I wanted to just go back to the first question. We have certified arborists on our staff. So Mike Del Campo's here. He's one of them. And they follow the guidelines that are established by the 2 organizations that Mary mentioned. And it's the values determine, obviously, the species, circumference of the tree, and there's a couple of other elements or factors that they use to develop the cost of the tree, and we have a really good system in place, and that's how the value of the tree. So we know every parkway tree in the city, and we know the value of each parkway tree. Okay. To answer the second question about
if there's exemptions, like if it would damage the property.
There are.
Okay.
So, obviously in Park and Rec, we love our trees. We want to protect our trees. We want to keep our trees. But we do get requests on occasion, or we as our staff will look at a tree and whether the tree is not healthy. Or if there's some damage, if there's a reason, we will always evaluate those trees. So requests come in, and whether it's Mr. Del Campo or one of his staff on the forestry team that is a certified arborist will go out and evaluate the tree and the circumstances, and we'll make that determination, and then we'll schedule that tree for removal if it is deemed to be removed.
Sure. Thank you. I appreciate that clarification.
You got it.
Anybody else? Thank you, Mary. Great report. Guess what? You're next up, too.
And now I have the pleasure of presenting Chairman Gasal's personal favorite report, as he always says, an update to the fiscal year 22-23 budget. It's also my favorite. Yes. To date, the board has received 3 separate budget updates to discuss, review, and provide input. At the February, March, and April board meetings, staff were provided with updates on the Park and Recreation Department Operating and Capital Improvement Program budget requests. This information was also shared with City Council during dedicated budget study sessions held on April 26th and May 3rd. On May 24th, City Council approved the department's fiscal year 22-23 Operating and Capital Improvement Program budget. The new items that were approved for next fiscal year include, we have 2 capital outlay purchases that include a fairway aerifier for the DeBell Golf Course, as well as a Ford Transit Connect vehicle to be used by animal control officers, because they're a part of our team now. Council approved the reorganization request for the Burbank Animal Shelter, and this includes the addition of animal control officers who are also going to patrol parks and part-time veterinary technician. Council approved the reclassification of our locker room attendant positions to facility attendant twos, and this will it'll give the department more flexibility in completing assignments. Additional funding was approved for a utility box beautification program, which utilizes restricted arts and public places dollars. The 4th of July fireworks, because as you know, costs have gone up with inflation for just about anything and everything. The mayor's tree lighting celebration, the regular replacement of the War Memorial flag display, the Burbank Pass program, which is offset by user fees, and new uniforms and pet vaccines for the animal shelter, because the uniforms now have to have the park logo and not the police department logo. Our non-general fund department requests, specifically the Building Ground Maintenance Fund, received the following approved budget requests. So additional funds for tree trimming services, funds to cover the cost of renaming the Verdugo Rec Center for former Parks and Recreation Director and City Manager Mary Alvord, and park facility flooring replacements. Additionally, on the May 3rd City Council meeting, Mayor Talamantes requested an increase in the cultural arts budget by an additional $200,000 or $50,000 annually, utilizing one-time funds to be allocated over the next 4 years. These funds will be used to increase the city's support for the arts. The total funding to the cultural arts program will be $420,000. A number of new and existing capital projects receive funding for next fiscal year. Some of the most notable new projects are ball field lighting modernization at the McCambridge Ball Fields 1 and 2, public art for the new Burbank Channel Bikeway, which is special for my family as it's my husband's project, various improvements at the DeBell Golf Course, and new fitness equipment at Whitnall Highway Park, which is in dire need of upgrades. And with the adoption of the fiscal year 22-23 budget, the department's total general fund operating appropriation came in at just under $29.5 million. And then for the first time in a very long time, the council had a balanced budget this year, which means revenues were equal or exceeded the appropriations. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Once again, great presentation. Any questions?
Thank you.
Okay, I do.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's
you
okay.
Said I do. I didn't
lots
hear
of
that
people
part.
walk
I'm
away
sorry.
from me. I'm used to it. It's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chairman.
So,
Yes.
4th of July fireworks. I'm
Yes.
assuming that's 6,000 additional over what was budgeted before.
That is absolutely correct.
Okay, so that's good. So DeBell Golf Course improvement, $475,000. Do we have any idea what is in that yet, or is that just?
We do actually have the project sheet, which I can read to you the description unless, okay.
Just the major issues.
Okay, I can do that. I brought all this out, okay. So, let's see, here the description says, and I think it's this one, yes. Annual golf course improvements. So they're required to maintain safe facility grounds while enhancing the quality of community recreation. Improvements include, but are not limited to, sand bunker renovation, course netting replacement, tree removal, tee leveling, widening, irrigation improvements, replacement of dirt cart paths to concrete, and the removal and replacement of netting at the driving range and perimeter of the golf course. So these improvements are necessary to increase the safety of players and overall community to maintain a safe and attractive facilities. So those are mainly the improvements at the golf course.
I'm excited to hear about all those. I think that's terrific. There's a couple in there that are very, very important. One is the cart paths, which will help us keep the course, or not us, will help their team keep the golf course in great condition, especially during bad weather. So the Verdugo Aquatic facilities water slides, I can't believe, how many years have we been there now? Are they 10 years old? No, they can't be.
2012, I want to say.
2013.
13, yeah.
Oh, so they are 10 years.
So we're nearing 10 years, yes.
And there's some cracks, I think, on it.
Wow.
I could be wrong. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I'm very excited to hear that. I'm very excited that our city has a balanced budget without all of the council members having to go crazy, because what a tough job. And I appreciate all of them and all of you for your work in getting this budget together, because I know ours is a little complex. And thank you all, and two great ones today. Thanks,
Thank
Mary.
you. I know it's nice to not have to use one-time funding to balance the budget for a change, so that was good.
Chair Gusau, if I may, I just want to acknowledge my team because they take on project management. Mike Del Campo, Diego Ceballos, and Kristen Smith have rolled up their sleeves, and some have prior experience with project management, some do not, and they have done a fantastic job, which is why we were able to complete as many projects this current fiscal year, and we feel confident that we can take on all these projects, all the projects that are listed. I believe with some of the DeBell staff will be handling, but these projects are going to be completed with staff, Parks and Rec staff, in addition to all of their responsibilities. So I just wanted to make sure that they are acknowledged for their work.
As they should be. Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Grace, come join us.
Good evening, Chair Gusau and members of the board. My name is Grace Coronado, Administrative Officer of the Parks and Recreation Department. Before I start my presentation, I would also like to acknowledge one of the awards that we received was actually under Council Member Springer's leadership that we launched the Plant for a Greener Burbank initiative. So I really want to thank you for that. Thank you for your support. So this evening I have the pleasure of presenting the Parks and Recreation Department's Improving Customer Service Experience with a Be Active Universal Department Activity and Program Card item. This evening I'll provide the board with a brief overview of the department's efforts in developing a universal activity and program card called Be Active. The Be Active card will be made available to Burbank residents as well as non-residents, all community members alike, who would like to register and participate in indoor recreational activities and programs, and will be able to purchase the Be Active card. This card will enhance the customer service experience by reducing existing duplicated efforts for community members to reapply and resubmit applications for each separate indoor activity. In serving other cities such as Culver City, Beverly Hills, Pasadena, Arcadia, Glendale, Santa Clarita, Glendale and Santa Clarita were the two cities that offered activities and programs somewhat similar to Burbank. While the department provides quality programs to all ages, current respective facilities have separate individual activity and program cards, essentially requiring users to carry multiple cards. Additionally, some residents have a separate card for the Burbank Program Activity and Service Subsidy Pass program. This program is for qualified Burbank residents to receive a subsidized fee for a variety of citywide services based on their annual income household. As mentioned, implementing the Be Active card will help streamline the services for staff and customers. In addition to having a universal department card that will overall enhance the customer experience, there are many benefits. And they include tracking and evaluating program activities, assessing the facility usage, and having the ability to obtain demographics and participant metrics. Although not in the staff report, should an emergency arise in the facility, the site staff has access to emergency contact information to contact the necessary parties. Drop-in activities. The department offers various ongoing programming at 3 recreation centers: the Olive Recreation Center, the McCambridge Recreation Center, and Verdugo Recreation Center. Also, 2 adult community centers, Jocelyn Adult Center and Tuttle Senior Center. These programs are categorized as drop-in classes and drop-in programs. Drop-in classes offered at Jocelyn Adult Center and Tuttle Senior Center are only available to individuals 55 years and older, while drop-in programs offered at each recreation center are for anyone who would like to participate and or use the facility. Excuse me, I was like a little emotional with Michael Siganay's, all the great comments, but sorry, to continue. The implementation of the Be Active card will occur in 2 phases. Phase 1 will commence on July 1st, 2022. Phase 1 includes the following indoor drop-in classes programs and facility access to badminton, basketball, dodgeball, pickleball, table tennis / ping pong, volleyball, Burbank Pass, Jocelyn Adult Center, and Tuttle Senior Center. Phase 2 is slated to commence on January 1st, 2023, and includes access to the Valley Skate Park, Verdugo Aquatic Facility, and McCambridge Aquatic Pool. To obtain a Be Active card for drop-in activities, there will be a nominal cost to participants over the age of 18. However, Burbank youth can obtain a card at no cost. The revenue generated will be used to offset costs associated with card design and printing, facility usage, equipment rentals, and ongoing expenses. To provide the community with the opportunity to adjust the implementation of the Be Active card, the department will provide a 3-month grace period. During this period, department staff will engage participants and the community to share details of the process and the new program. As an added value to participants who register for the Be Active card, as always, we provide incentives. Participants will receive a free swim day pass. Additionally, participants will be entered into an opportunity drawing to win a free recreation class valued up to $100 or a free department swag basket. Although there is a nominal cost associated with the activity card, the department will include it as part of the financial subsidy Burbank Pass program, and this will assist offsetting the cost of the card. The department takes great pride in offering various programs and classes, and we're going to continue to commit to implementing a universal department activity and program card. It will create consistency department-wide and will actively engage the community to recreate and play more. This concludes my presentation, and I am happy to answer any questions.
Great presentation, Grace. Thanks so much. Board Member Ramsey.
Thank you very much. I just had a question about the fees. Is that one-time fee or is that per?
Yes, so thank you.
Can you
Good
break that down?
question. They are annual fees.
Okay.
And so if you get your card July 1st, the following July 1st, you will resubmit for an application. However, we do have other facilities who have different memberships. So the skate park has an annual membership that starts January 1st. Although at the 6-month period around July, you can also receive a membership, which is at half the price. Additionally, the aquatics facility has multiple memberships. They have a seasonal membership, a monthly membership, and an annual membership. So it all depend on the different layers of what type of membership you would like to use for the respective facility.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Board Member Marsalian.
Yeah, can you give some clarity regarding the card? So this is so I'm trying to picture, so I want to go play basketball at McCambridge. So I purchased this card for $20, and then every time I show up to play basketball at McCambridge, I just scan it, and then I automatically go in and can play, or do I have to pay the additional $3, $5, whatever it is to go play, or what is that just, I can use that there, then for that same $20 card, I can go play basketball, then I can go to Olive and play pickleball. Is that all it is? Basically, is that what it's doing? It's just, it's covering the cost. Instead of paying each time you go, you just pay that $20 and you can use it anytime for that 1 year?
Oh, that's a great question, which a lot of our community members will have. Having implemented and created this card, you will have access to drop-in classes, programs such as the basketball, the pickleball, and so for the respective fee, whether you're a resident, non-resident youth, that will give you access for that specific fee to those drop-in programs or classes. If you would like a skate park membership, that would be an add-on to the card. So the fee associated with the skate park would be additional to the card. Now, it could be that you only have a skate park membership and you don't use it for drop-in, so you would only pay the skate park membership fee. And this card will be accessible at all the facilities. I hope that answers your question.
Kind of. I'm still a little confused. So is it like you pay that $20 and then you can, any of these 3 indoor facilities, let's say, or the Joslin Center, any of those?
Yes.
So you don't, it gives you the access, but you still have to pay the fee when you use it, or it covers the fee of the usage as well?
So you do not have to pay a daily fee. It covers the fee of the usage for all those 3 facilities for the year from the day of the inception.
If you don't have the card, can you still walk in and pay?
Yes, so there is a daily fee for residents and non-residents.
Got it. So if you pay that $20 annually, and let's say use those facilities often, and you instead of paying $5 each time, that could be $100 if you go a lot. You're only paying that $20 to basically.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. And is there a way to every time you get scanned, is there a way to collect just like you would? I don't know. When you go to Coffee Bean, I scan, I get points. Is there a way to get points? So then there's incentives later on. Like I don't know. Let's say somebody uses the facility X amount of times. Every time they scan it, they get points rewarded. So then they can, I don't know, claim something. They get a free whatever at some point. I haven't thought of all the details, but is there a way to get like any sort of like loyalty points?
So that's a great point. I know we discussed it initially in preliminary conversations. It's very similar to a gym membership where you're going in, you're checking in, but it could certainly be something that we entertain. It's always good to give incentives to the community. We want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity, but also really if we have something that is affordable to the community, we also want to encourage recreation, right? We want to encourage everyone living a healthier lifestyle. And we're going to also do that with broader efforts with our teams in other program areas where we really want to continue to connect with the community. And so certainly it's a welcome comment, and we could look into it.
Sorry, one more question. And
sure.
How is this card being promoted to the Burbank public? Like, how would somebody know about it? And then, like, just myself looking at this, had obviously 10 questions already about it. So how are you promoting, and how would somebody really just get the quick gist of, okay, I get it. Yeah, I want to go buy it, or I'm not. Like, is it just on site at the facilities? Or are you guys, like, how's that being communicated?
Sure, that's a great question. Thank you. Typical and very standard for all of our programs, initiatives, activities, events that we have, we are going to do a very thorough marketing push. We're going to put it on our e-newsletter that goes out to over 11,000 participants. We're going to blast it on our social media. We're going to post it on our website. We're going to have an announcement on our Civic Rec. We're going to have signage at all the facilities. We're going to also communicate with all of our user groups. And we have those contacts in which we'll share that with them, because that's going to also help streamline sharing that information. We're including it into our recreation guide that's coming out in the fall guide. We're hoping that with that 3-month grace period, that's ample time for us to have a very successful marketing push to get the word out to the community. And the recreation guide, that just has a very large, broad scope of impressions that we have alongside our website.
If I may also add, most of the people who are currently participating in our drop-in, so I just want to clarify, the fee is only for drop-in activities. So drop-in indoor activities, thank you, for inside our gym, inside all 3 of our gyms. We have a lot of people who use our gyms for drop-in activities. So, of course, those are going to be the folks that we're going to target because they are the ones who are currently using it and will be charged that fee. And just to clarify, for youth 18 and under, there's no fee. That's going to be free. We will still issue them a card. We're just not going to charge them. Residents, it's only $10 for that card. We do know that we have non-residents. And our department policy is, our residents get 50% discount of whatever our fees are. So our non-residents would be charged the $20. And for those that don't want to purchase a card, or, maybe, you bring a friend who's visiting from out of town, they would be charged the $2, the $1 or $2 for that one time. But certainly that is really the goal of this. We want to know, we think it'll be really cool. And then all the other memberships. So if I have a monthly swim pass membership, the second phase, they'll just I'll have the same card. The card is going to look exactly the same. And if I participate in drop-in activities, I should already have my card, and they'll just load up my monthly aquatics membership to that card. So it's going to be an all-in-one card. So it depends on how our residents utilize our programs. Initially, we're going to target our indoor drop-in users, and then everybody else who participates, whether it's a skate park or our pool, will be issued that card. I hope that. For that, great.
And to clarify, then, the drop-in currently is no fee.
Correct. There is no fee.
Right. Okay. So and the motivation then to make it fee-based is what exactly?
It's what we would use for the revenues is really to enhance the existing offerings that we have. So, for example, we're going to change the nets more frequently. We're going to give you better basketballs. We're going to loan you better paddles for pickleball, which are pretty costly. There may be additional maintenance so we really want to give that premier customer experience at all our facilities, and we can do that by having implemented this.
Got it. Thank you.
If I can add just one more piece here, the value proposition, I think this is where you're going with this question, is going to be that currently we don't have a relationship with our drop-in customers, in that we don't have the ability to communicate with them the beautiful Starlight Bowl concert series that is going to be coming up. There's some folks that just come for basketball and have no other relationship with us. So that's one, is that we'll have the opportunity to have a relationship that provides additional opportunities for them to engage with our community. That's one. Two, on the liability side, currently those folks that walk into our facilities don't fill out liability waivers. So part of this registration process, or the onboarding of these activity cards, is going to help the city with that process. People can always opt out of it. We're going to really put together a high value proposition to make them want to get that activity card. As Mrs. Coronado has explained, is that there's going to be a great opportunity for us to be able to market to them, to say, if you have the activity card, you will be the first in line for this free event, right, at the swimming pool, at the pop-up events that we have. So what we want to do is really put together a comprehensive marketing plan, which we explain the true value of being engaged in this process. It's been very successful in the city of Glendale. We've reached out to them, and we have a wonderful staff report that says, the community has really supported moving in this direction. And I feel that with Mrs. Coronado's expertise and her marketing team, we'll be able to make that value proposition to our residents.
And for Glendale, for example, like what kind of revenue are they making from something like this that's seemingly low cost, but I would imagine a lot of traffic?
In a staff report that I reviewed in Glendale, they're making a sizable contribution back to programs, right? So they are able to cost recover at a much higher rate than we are currently doing with our drop-in programs, because drop-in programs are not free for the city, right? The resurfacing of the basketball courts annually, the pickleball nets, the pickleball paddles that we purchase to provide the ping pong nets or table tennis nets and paddles and so on. So what we want to be able to do is have quality materials out there, making sure that folks see that we're using these dollars to really augment those drop-in experiences. Just recently, we've made a major investment in our badminton program at McCambridge. Right before, we had nets that were not up to par with the sport, and now we have professional nets that are set up every day. So that's really the value that we want to propose to our drop-in participants.
And I'm sorry, my last question is, for the tracking and analytics, that helps you in what way for the department?
really important, right? So when we have a facility closure because of a whatever it is, right, we can directly communicate to those drop-in participants before they show up on the day of. And that's valuable, right? So people's times are incredibly valuable. You come in and you do a drop-in basketball program with us, but unfortunately there's a scheduling conflict because of, some maintenance that needs to happen. Instead of them finding out when they show up to the facility, we can send out a communication to them well beforehand. And we have facility closures all of the time for maintenance. And so those, again, more value propositions that we have the opportunity to have that relationship with the customer.
Thank you. This is fantastic.
I have one more. Sorry, go ahead. Oh, yeah,
Ms. Camino.
Thank you so much. Really good presentation. I appreciate it. I read the report, and I just have a couple of questions. One, I will just comment that I always believe that if you could track it, that you should. So I can appreciate that you're tracking the utilization, assessing the programs for efficacy. So I appreciate that. I think that will help with some of the goals for the department, so I can appreciate that. Also I liked reading about the marketing campaign. I think that's definitely, there's effective programs that you've built in here to get people to understand. And then I also liked reading about the subsidy and understanding that if people can't afford it, that you'll make sure that they're able to go. So those are 3 factors that I just wanted to highlight because I want to commend you for that. But my question is, one, a little silly question, but what happens if someone loses their card? Do they have to pay again?
So if they, go ahead. If they lose their card, we have discussed, similar to some of our other facilities, there is a replacement fee, a nominal $2 replacement fee for the card.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. And then the last question that I had is, if this proves to be effective, and I know that, again, you're subsidizing it, but if it proves to be effective, would you consider like a virtual card?
We have discussed that just with emerging technology. We're working with Civic Rec to see if they can even put it right. So you have basketball players who don't necessarily always come with their wallets. They might just have their phone and they just want to scan in. So we're definitely looking at ways how to emerge that and really foster that new technology, because we want to make sure that we're up to the times and we make it accessible and easy for, I go to the store and I put my cards in my pocket and my driver's license and out I go. Or people are paying with their Samsung watches. So we're looking at all those avenues to try to make it all a better experience for everyone.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up.
And if I can just make one last point there, we do have barcode scanners at all of our facilities, and these cards will have a barcode scanner. And so whether it's you remember your number, whether it's you just take a picture of that barcode, and we're going to test to see if just with the photo image on your phone, if we can apply the barcode scanners that we have at the facilities to check people in.
That's a great solution. Thank you.
Board Member Marsalian?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just a couple last comments on this. First is the tracking. I think I'd be curious, 6 months into it, a year into it, whatever it is. I'm assuming that's going to help you guys determine the quantity of people that are coming through, as well as how many are using the facilities that are residents versus non-residents. So definitely curious. Love to see what that looks like. I don't know, 6 months into it and then maybe a year into it, just to see how that's helping. And then lastly, I know the cost is nominal to majority of us. $10 is to be able to use all the facilities and however many times you want, whatever you want, seems nominal. But you know how it is out there. Like when you post, you're gonna get backlash. Oh, the city's gouging us, da 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 da. So just I know your marketing communication is gonna be very, very important. So just that value proposition, just really hone in on that and just make sure like you really highlighting all the benefits of this and how it's gonna really just help the community, help the sport that they're playing or whatever it is that they're doing, just to avoid, you're going to get the backlash anyway, but at least to minimize it or at least do our due diligence. So I'm sure you will, but I just wanted to reiterate that.
Right, and thank you for being very thoughtful for the community. We're absolutely happy to bring back an update to the park board to share our progress, our statistics. That was part of the initial plan, similar to what we do with our past program, but we're absolutely happy to share that.
Thank you. And one of the things that Diego said, which I found very interesting, was he talked about cost recovery. And I think one of the most important things that this board did when we worked with staff, it was probably 4 years ago when we worked on that entire cost recovery program. That took us months, took them months to put together, and anything that'll help us with that cost recovery program allows us to service our constituency better. And I'm hopeful that people won't look at this as the city trying to make more money, but as opposed to that, the city trying to create better customer service, because everybody that I found on this staff has created great customer service, and I don't get the complaints I used to get. I used to get some complaints from people because sitting on this board, everybody wants you to fix something, but don't get as many, and I think better customer service will be fabulous for everybody, and I appreciate this program. I like it. We'll see how it works, of course.
Well, hopefully we'll see you at our drop-in programs.
Thank you, Greg. And this is not, but you first said, by the way, this is for outdoor activities, but this is actually for all activities, right? All drop-in activities.
Indoor drop-in activities. So, for example, you have pickleball that's indoor. They have outdoor. You would only use the membership if you're using the indoor facility. Indoor. Right.
Okay.
It's easier to track and monitor the staff, the facility, the management of it.
Got it. Thank you so much. Great report. Thank you, Diego. Anybody else? Okay. With that, we're going to move to the consent calendar. Am I right? Yeah. Consent calendar. All matters listed on the consent calendar are considered routine by department staff, may be enacted on by the board by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless before the board votes on the motion to approve the recommendations, board members, staff, or public request specific items to be removed from the consent calendar for separate action. Removed consent items will be discussed separately. The consent calendar consists of approval of minutes, city council agenda items update, contract compliance, park patrol report, and departmental operations update. Is there any board member or staff member that would like to remove something from the consent calendar? Seeing no one, I will ask for a motion. Anybody?
I motion to approve the consent calendar.
Thank you so much. Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you, Board Member Durbin. Any further discussion? Should be none. All those in favor? Aye.
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 That is a unanimous. Thank you very much, everybody. Ms. Garcia, do we have any tabled items?
No, we do not.
It's time for the second period of public comment. Do we have any members of the outside audience?
We do not have any online.
Thank you. So seeing none, we will not have a second period of public comment. Any additional comments from the board? Seeing none, is there the introduction of any new agenda items? Seeing none. I'd like to say three quick things before we adjourn. Number one, I'd like to really thank Barry Shore for calling in. That was fabulous. And also Michael Signade for his exemplary reaction to something that other people might have just passed by, but he didn't. Very proud of him. Thank you to staff for allowing me to accept the Best of the Best awards. I had nothing to do with them. You had everything to do with them. And see you at the bowl.